So we go to AHA. All right.
Just be like, I think listed is delivered.
Yeah. So I'm just going to put a couple, I'm just going to do a filter so it's, I'll do if it's assigned to me. So it shows me anything that's assigned to me that, because I don't want ones that are status alive. So these are all the newsletters that are kind of haven't been put live that are assigned to me. And so what I'm doing here is I'm looking at, oh man, there's a lot. So I'm looking at which ones have like a date up here that is in the next like month, because I don't want to send include the newsletter. And this might change, like Alexa's talking about.
I could just tell you guys right now we're changing it. We're probably gonna do like any, and I can change when I assign it, but we're gonna include any partner in the newsletter as soon as the perks go live. So if there's perks live and they haven't been mentioned yet, we're gonna include it. That's been like a common request.
Okay. So yeah, so whichever ones we want to include, whichever system, however process, go in here, and so you can find the festival ID right here, enter instance ID, and I'm just taking this and I can put it in this query. Alternatively, if we wanted to do this manually, you could just take this routes and just like look it up in our site, and like we could get a lot of the same information. But I think it might be interesting for you guys to learn just how to do this like SQL query and stuff if we are doing this. Good kind of skill to have. Really easy. So I'll take this, put it in here. Let's just say we're doing like 2. I'm going to take this one. Okay. And then I'm going to run this. And so it just kind of like gives me all the information that I need here versus having to go to the site and pull it one by one. So in terms of like new partner festivals, we have Headline the Festival, so that's this one right here. And then we'll put in the link URL, so that's the link to right here, link to that on our site. We have the city, state. Perk 1, perk 2.
You pick ones that are uploaded yet.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, in this case, let's do one that is uploaded, then let's just say we did so this one has some perks that are live, so we can see we just added date for night. You can see that. Perks. Right, hold on. Okay, here we go. Here it is. So here's like 2 perks. Yeah. Just say, we had these 2. Like 3 or 4 perks underneath the festival. So in those cases, we just have to kind of choose whichever 2 we want to put here. I'm not doing 3 perks.
Is there a reason we don't want to do 2?
Just space in the newsletter and just, yeah, space makes it mainly. And also like the template's just not flexible enough, because then it's like you have some blocks that are larger and smaller, and yeah, just creates more issues than it's worth it. But if you want to work around the template and make it so that it can handle that, I don't see a reason why you wouldn't want to. So then we have the picture URL, which is right here. Let me just change this. I'll just do like, you have to know what's what here in these columns. And so you should know what those are. So we have a couple partner festivals in there. Everyone's still with me? Is this too fast? Pretty okay. Cool. Then we're going to do training festivals. So where are we here? Okay, so we just did all of this. Yeah. All right, so now we got the training festivals. We have a handy query here that I've made for y'all. It's really long. It doesn't need to be this long, but it is. Yeah. Don't worry about how long this is. Okay, I probably would hope something that's way shorter. So this has given us upcoming training festivals. Right now it's like set so that it will, it's pulling a festival that has like a start date within the next 60 days right now, from now to 60 days. And it's saying, okay, tell me ones that have a, we have this score, this like training festival score right here that is made up of some wizardry that Caitlin's done in the background. Or we could have it ordered by like hit count here, which is hit count right now is the number of favorites that festival has. And that's kind of really what that's really what the training festival score is really going off of, is kind of like favorite counts, I think, like over time or something like that, like recency. But anyway, this is ordered by score, so you can see that it's kind of descending by score here. So right now, these are like the top training festivals, you could say: Sundance, Bullshit, Food City, Tamale Festival. So we're gonna take 4 of them, the like top 4 here. Do 5. Yeah, 5, top 5. Boom. Easy peasy. Like, we have the one here. City state start date. Here's city. For this part?
Yeah.
I use DataGrip. It's paid, it's kind of expensive. And I do have in like the instructions here, like I'd say like PG admin is one.
I was gonna say, is this for comments or like how do you write your queries? How do you write your queries? Like, isn't there like a comma semicolon situation? Like PG admin 3 versus 4?
Yeah. So yeah, you can really use that. I mean, you can just Google like PostgreSQL editor or like UI or something. I just put like a link for PGAdmin here. I like DataGrip, it just feels better, but I basically get I basically get like a monthly trial subscription on it, and then I like delete it and then retrial it every month. So, because it's a little expensive, so, but I do like it. Anyway, so city state, and then we don't have any perks for these necessarily. And then the picture URL, photo. I wouldn't worry about like these other ones over here. If you keep scrolling, just do like this first one. I was using this query for something else. You only need to worry about this first. All right, and then the only thing that's different right here about the training festivals thing, one part is that we kind of like a short description of the festival that we take from the database. So that's right here, it says description 1. And I'm not necessarily going to put the whole thing in here because it's just going to be too long. So you kind of want to take like, kind of use your best discretion of like what you want to say below the festival. Let's just say we're just taking like the first sentence, because this is like everything that shows up on the page. And I mean, really we want to actually kind of like look through this and figure out what this we want to say, but don't have to be too scientific about it necessarily, unless you really want to. I actually do in practice read through these and choose the sentence, so I don't just choose the first sentence. Cool, so now we have all this filled out. I mean, there could be more or less partner festivals here, right? You know, we could have 4, we could have 6, we could have 8.
Does that be even?
Yeah, the idea is for it to be even because, I mean, if there's like an odd number, maybe we just add another one in there for some reason or whatever, or maybe we change this template up anyway. But it's just because, you know, it's in tiles, right? So if it's odd, you'll just have like one kind of hanging tile and an empty space on the right side. So yeah, it just doesn't look great, and it's kind of tough to work with. Let's just say we had, I'll put some magazine stuff in here from the last one, so have that in there.
I mean, if we did have an odd number of perks, or sorry, an odd number of festivals, could we, for one of the festivals that has more than one perk, could we double up on that? No, that would look weird. You wouldn't want to have, it's like 2 tabs. Have you opened the newsletter? Like you wouldn't want 2 tiles of the same festival.
But I'm saying like which is like worse,
Yeah.
something like a hanging tile or like having 2 of the same.
I just added another one.
We added one that's like,
You could just duplicate one that we've already talked about.
or something, yeah, we could put something
I
in
don't
there.
think there'll ever be a time when you can't put that in there. But I don't want to have like 3 perks.
Like if we've already said that they're a new partner, we could just do it again. Like we could do.
Oh, like an old.
Yeah, like something that was included last month, we could just put back in on it as long as the perks are right. That's like a huge value add to them too. They're gonna be in the newsletter twice.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just put something here from the last newsletter. Okay. All right, so now we got this all filled out. Let's see what the things tell us to say they do here. Okay. So we just did this part right here. We just did this query and put everything in there. So now we have to format the pictures, and the reason is because like these cover photos could be small, they could be large. If there's a really large photo, it can kind of slow down the email, you know what I mean? If it's like trying to load all this like a big file in there. And also we don't want it to be like too small, like have bad like image quality and things like that. So I'm not sure how Andy did this in the past, but I have found my own way of doing it that I can walk you guys through. So for these, we have this photo, right? That is taken from the database for this festival. So in terms of like how the newsletter is laid out, I'll show you guys. So it basically has like HTML that's kind of sizing this a little bit, but we want to I think the best way to do it is to kind of already size it like according to what these dimensions are. So this is 600 pixels wide by 300 pixels, sorry, 600 by 400 pixels tall. And this is all, again, in my like, walkthrough, but so as long as we kind of have that aspect ratio, right? If we were to have a photo that we inserted in here that was like a different aspect ratio, it might try to like, you know, form it, like maybe if it's too wide, it would compress it down and the picture would look kind of scrunched. This template should be able to like account for that, and like it shouldn't squish it. It should just kind of like take a crop of it, but it can be, you never know. So like one of the fail safes I do to try to account for this is I'll just take this photo and I will just take basically a 600 by 400 crop of it from the get-go. So I use this thing called PicPic, which is down here, which I also included in this walkthrough. But so I can have it tell me, okay, I want to take a 600 by 400, you know, picture, right? So boom, that's 600 by 400. I'll save it and put it as a cool image. Actually, I won't put it as much fun there. Image view. All right, so that's just kind of one of those pictures, but I would really kind of go, you know, well, you have to go through each of these and kind of do that. And then from there, we're going to upload it to our hosting service. We use Amazon Web Services. And I have the login in the walkthrough. Our Everfest account is Everfest. You can use my name if you want to Ember Linner. Password is grow faster like this. And what this is going to do is kind of host the photo. So when we put like a URL in the HTML, it will kind of pull this like photo URL from a hosting service. So kind of like a folder in here for each month. So you see like last month's like 7, 17, 11, 28. I think I put in one here for like 7, 17. Okay, let's make a new folder, 7, 17, 12, 26, whatever the send date is. This newsletter. We're going to upload that picture we just took. I've taken all of them and I'll just upload them all at once. So now what we got is this cool hosted photo, and Amazon's hosting it here at this URL. So if we were to take this URL and put it like in a new tab, it would come up with just the picture that we just took. All right, so this is kind of where I put all like the picture URLs, right? Just so I can have it and I can do this to them. But in terms of where this template's going to pull the pictures, we got to get, I think we might move the CR2. Okay, cool. In terms of where this like template is pulling the pictures to put into this pull HTML deal, it's from this column here. So I'm going to copy that that URL, and let's just say we're using that for all of them. I'm going to put it in these little spots. So now, so now they all have that. Well, whatever is in there already in there. All right, so that is basically everything that we need to do to this template to kind of get everything right. Now we're going to go to the HTML output, and just real quick, I just want to show you kind of what's happening here. So it has basically this template that's taking all those different values, and it's doing like a lookup, and it's kind of basically piecing together all those different like little codes, and it's adding on some tracking stuff. And there might be an easier way to do this, like maybe in the future we can just go into the template itself and then just add in a new picture URL on each individual one. The only problem you run into there is just putting in like the tracking code on each different one. You have to kind of change it. So right now we're kind of tracking if they click on like the photo versus like the link versus something else. And so like you could potentially do it the other way, but like we just go into the template and do it one by one. But this could be easier. It kind of depends on your preference. But what we get with a little magic is handy dandy kind of output here that has all the sections done up for us. So I can just go in here, copy this magazine section here. And this is called Atom Editor. It's like a HTML code editor. I have a link for it in the walkthrough. You can, there's a few different for this, but it just makes things easier to work with. Two things to watch out for, I'm not sure how to get around this, is that when I copy and paste from Excel, right here, it puts a little quotation mark here at the end, because it's like it thinks I'm copying in like a quote or something. I'm not really sure. I mean, Adam maybe who knows, but so if I do a copy and paste, I just want to make sure I come here and delete the quotation mark at the very beginning and the very end. Then I just add a bunch of like enters here, just so I can kind of separate out this section. If I'm like scrolling, I can see it. There's a big separation there. Next section is the training section. So we're going to copy that in, do the same thing with that quotation mark, take out the quotation at the beginning. And at the end.
This is just like any HTML or these like
This is Atom. Yeah, I have a link for it in the walkthrough.
Does this cost money too?
No. Free. So yeah, this is kind of where that big gap comes in place, and I can see, okay, this is where I pasted it in this new section. There probably is a way around this, but I don't know what it is right now. Another big bunch of spaces here. Okay. Next section is the partner section. Just that boy in there. Take out the quotation at the end. And at the beginning. There it is. There. Huh? True. That is true. It's like, look at that. Adam just troubleshooting away. Good point. That would be nice. Did you remember when? Oh, there we are. 1174. Boom. All right. So one other annoying thing it does when I copy paste is that it takes all the quotation marks that are in the whole thing and it makes them into double quotation marks instead of singles. I don't know why that's that. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a Control F here, which is just like a find, Control Find. And I'm just going to have it search for any double quotation marks and make them into single quotation marks. Boom, replace all. And it should do that eventually. It's thinking. Why is this run so slow? Okay. So there are like some minor things going on with this template that I need to resolve, but I'll try to get that done. But don't worry about this for now. I'd say I'm gonna try to get this fixed. Actually, I thought I fixed it yesterday, but I guess it didn't. It's just telling me where there's some like errors, basically. Okay. So what you can see is that it's kind of like inserted in here, like the photos, and all the URLs. If we were to go to like One thing we have to do before we make this into a template is we have to take out, since we only have 2 new partner festivals here, it's put in spots for, you know, all these. So we just want to basically limit down to 2. So this, there's no real kind of easy way to do this, but
We need to get it out of there before we hook things up.
no, it's easier to do it just right here, I think. Yeah, that template's just not, yeah, it's not, it'd be easier to just do here. Let's take the last one here, Miles, Zero Crest. We want to get to the end of it, which let's see how it starts. You see, I guess, is the bottom of the last one, ends here, and then this is kind of like the start of the next one where it does some spacing, and then it has like this next like link and photo. So I can just basically like, I can basically just like look for this if I wanted to, or let's just see where it ends. Push in there. This is where it kind of gets a little hazy and difficult because it's sometimes it's going to guess has to revise a little bit. Let's see what we got here. This could be interesting. We'll see what it comes out with here. So in Mailblast, I have the login stuff in the walkthrough. We're going to make like a new template, which I already have here. And I'm going to content, and this little button here is code view. So I already pasted some stuff in here, but let's run code. And I'm just going to select all, Control A, I'm just going to Control V, copy Control A, select all, Control C, and then Control V, and pasting in what we just wrote. Let's hope it comes out as we expect. Okay. But yeah, festival news. It's actually looking pretty good. But you all kind of know it's worth like going through this and making sure. So like, and some of this stuff just needs to be fixed in the template. I've been trying to kind of fix these kind of minor errors, but I'm just looking at like the sizing of the text, right? We want to make sure that's kind of consistent throughout. You might think about like, yeah, like let's read more here. Like this isn't the right size. And there might be like a kind of like a paragraph space here, right? We could do that right here in this, like in the template itself if we wanted to. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, we can do some minor errors, but you can kind of see, I mean, it all came together for the most part. There's some like a spacing issue right here, maybe we can read more right here. So anyway, you guys get the point of what that exercise was about. But again, this is not perfect. We need to I would need to kind of go back into this HTML and see why, some of these spacing or font issues are going on, and want to probably go back here and correct them and then repaste it back in. See how it kind of displays. Let's just say that this was perfect though. Do you want me to, should I do the whole like list sourcing and like cleaning for now, you think, Adam?
Probably. So we get a little help on that.
Because the dedupe process is, kind of its whole thing. But if we can solve it with just the query and the pull, I can write the query and it will pull against the dedupe email list or whatever. As long as it's up to date before every pull away or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you guys are in luck. Don't have to go through the list cleaning. But let's just say we have our email list, and basically what we've done is we've made a new list, and I'm not going to name it whatever, and then we go to this list, and we're going to take our Excel sheet that we pulled from SQL, and we're going to upload that list. There is like an upload limit, like it's usually like 100,000 rows that you can upload because it has like a size limit. So you kind of basically need to make one Excel worksheet with like 100,000 rows, save it, upload it, save another one with the next 100,000, then upload it, and do the again and again until you have somewhere around 450,000, 430,000 subscriptions. In this case, what you would do is that you would go to the list, you do new subscriber, you do a CSV import here, and it's pretty straightforward. As long as it just has this column, email column, it should be fine. You can just choose file from your desktop, and I could just upload that or whatever. It might take like 5 minutes for it to get uploaded. And then we're going to make a campaign. So in this case, you just did a new campaign. You got to name it some things, and I already have one that we've put together here: campaign test, subject line tests, and what email list we're going to send to. In this case, I have like an email testing list that I've just made myself, and you can make this list and put your own email and whoever else's email you kind of want to help you test and QA it. Let's say we're doing it to this one. We'll do save and next. It's going to ask me which template or what email we want to send. I got HTML templates here, and I'm going to send this December newsletter. And I can kind of give it a look through again, make any changes or edits. Make sure it all looks good. Looks amazing. And so you can choose to either do at this point you can.
If the pictures are wrong, can you like change them in this program?
You should be able to, but I don't because I haven't tried it out that way, and that's what I was saying. So it could be potentially done manually. I haven't tested that because I don't want to mess with like the HTML and code and stuff that's basically doing like some sizing and like different other things to it. So yeah, it's possible. I just haven't done it myself. It's kind of giving me an error there because this needs to be changed in that generation template. It's saying, okay, we don't have like this unsubscribe URL that's required. So that's following best, internet practices and unsubscribes and that kind of stuff. So it will tell me. Okay. So at this stage, you could send a test email to yourself. Because I have like that test email list, I like to kind of see it like as it would come out like actually. So rather than having to send the test, I'll just send it to the test email list. It goes. Okay, so we're all good to send. Let's just say we'll send now. Boom. So I'm on this list like 3 times, so it gave me 3 times. But we want to kind of open it up, see how it looks, right? We want to look at the pictures, make sure that they are not like fuzzy for whatever reason, that they haven't been squished. And then we also want to go through here and like click on, make sure that it goes to the right place. Link. We want to literally click on all these. I've had times where, you know, like for some reason the link won't be right. Maybe I messed something up along the way. And you can see how it's like tacking on like a lot of these like tracking tracking stuff, or what do you call them, the tracking tags. But yeah, you also are going to want to open this up on email. So like when it's in my email, I want to open this up on my cell phone, you know, and just see how it looks on mobile, because that's again kind of going back to the template and stuff like that. Like it will put things in line, and like, you know, different spacing might be weird. So I'll open up, like look at it on my mobile. It shouldn't be like the link should still be the same, so I don't need to like click every link on mobile. You're also, I would definitely recommend having like, you know, at least like 2 other people on this like test email list that can give you like another QA, like checking out, you never know, like different devices, right? Like Android versus an iPhone, like things like that, different screen sizes. So it's also just good to have someone else take a look at this as well. At least 2 other people, I'd say. But yeah, so assuming that that's, you know, everything's good, we should be, you know, I would basically go in here, since this is my test campaign, and I would clone it, and then I'd just do it again. I'd make sure that the subject line isn't test, you know, like you gotta make sure that's happened to you before, as you guys have seen. And you know, give it another once over, give it another QA check. It's good practice. Even I'd use that test button to send another testing one to myself. But I'm going to put the list as, you know, the list that we uploaded, and then you get ready to send. I've been sending like the last Tuesday of the month in preparation for the next month. Like, so if it's this, it will take probably about 2 hours to 3 hours, because it has a send limit. Like it will automatically set this like limit how much sends per second, because there's like internet, you know, it will detect it as spam and things like that. So it kind of has like I think it's like a 2,000 per second sent, you know, minute or something like that send limit. But yeah, it should be 2 or 3 hours, I would think. We don't have like an optimized time. I've just sent it at 9. I've seen some that perform better at like 11 or 12 if you do that send time, in terms of like open rate, when people are more likely to open the email. In terms of like send day of the week, Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday saw it as the best day for email. Wednesday is also thought it was a good day. So yeah, so that's why we've been doing the last Tuesday of the month in preparation for the next month. So we send out like November, which is like kind of the November, or sorry, like, it'd be like the December newsletter. So it's kind of the habit for like the next month. Like, hey, here's what's coming up in December, but we're sending it out in the end of November. But I mean, all this, you know, could change, and however you guys think would be best. So let's do a quick check and see, you know, what we just went through. We went through a lot of stuff. Let's see. I do have like the whole dedupe process in here if we did the list. But yeah, I think that should be everything. How do you guys feel? Did I just bombard you with so much process?
Yeah.
But the good news is that I've written it down step by step in here for the most part, and with Adam's wizardry and help, I think that it should be doable. It was more difficult when I didn't make that Excel template thing that kind of put everything together, you know, and it could be, like I said, it could be done easier with maybe a more like a template that maybe we go to a different template that's just easier to work with, you know, like on our front end, like that we can just, like you can switch out the pictures and stuff like that. The reason why, you know, I stay with HTML, like I say, it's just because of like the tracking. So before this kind of whole Excel template wizardry stuff, you know, I'd have to go into the HTML manually and just put, you know, the code on each one and put in the picture link and then put the code on that one and make sure that was there, because we wanted to see what the click traffic was like on the banner ones versus like the link, and it's good to have that in Google Analytics if we wanted to do some analysis on it like down the road or something like that. So in theory, you could just go to the template in Mail Blast and like potentially switch out the pictures and the links and the text just directly like you saw that I could do. And you could put the link and make sure the tracking code's in each of them. Like that's in theory what you could do. I haven't tested it to see if like it would cause any issues, you know, in terms of like how it comes through. But in theory, it should be able to do that. And that might be the easier route to go, you know, rather than doing the whole HTML stuff. But Evan's just like, oh my god. Yeah.
How long does this usually take you to put together?
Probably like 4 hours between, you know, following up with people, like doing probably 4 hours. I just did it really quickly just now, but I would probably spend more time. Like the reason why it takes 4 hours is because of some of this template stuff, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like there's an opportunity here to make this a lot potentially easier. But every time I've done it, there's been issues with like, you know, things I've seen like the spacing in between like some of the read mores or the pictures coming out fuzzy or whatever issues if I look at it on mobile. And so I've had to go back to like HTML code and like, and part of it is this Excel template wizard, code wizard that I've made that has some issues that need to be fixed. And part of it is just, it's getting there. It's like 90% of the way there, but I'll usually have to go back to HTML at least 2 or 3 times or more and make some changes, put it back in the Mail Blast, see how it looks, potentially do some more tests and make sure that is fixed, because we don't want to send out, you know, email to 450,000 people that is wrong for whatever reason, you know, like just our brand, you know, and all that. So it's just important that it is tied up.
So who's
you guys said like terrain from this.
of like cutting this?
TBD. One thing that we've talked about is, you know, like maybe we, you know, December's gonna be pretty packed. Like we're in a holiday season. I'm not sure if maybe we hold off, you know, on sending one this end of December, right? You know, like maybe we give ourselves a little bit of time to just put everything in like the January one, you know. So that's
like I can tell you right now that I have like partners that we've talked about this before. Like partners don't really like that we tell them they have to wait a whole month. So for like me to have people that I've already told we can put you in December.
Yeah. So I mean,
they have to hold off a whole other month. It's going to be like a problem.
Stuff like consideration, but yeah, just something to think about. It's like we could give ourselves more time, like however we work it, or we don't, depending on who wants to take us up. I'd say that it is a good opportunity to learn like very like basic SQL stuff, very basic HTML, CSS. Like you don't have to necessarily do a whole lot of HTML editing, but like it's a good way, because what you'll do is like, let's just say there's like a spacing difference or like a text sizing difference. You can go in there and like you're like, oh, like that's what's making this 16-point font or whatever. And you just make that change and you get to see it. So this is actually a really good way to kind of make a change, like a simple change in the code, and see what it does in the template, you could say. I know that there are some like template editors out there. So if you were to Google like HTML email editor, there's ones that you can just like, it'll put the code side by side to the visualization rather than having to do this in Mail Blast. And you can more easily kind of edit this code and see what it does. But I would say that, yeah, for anyone that's interested in basic HTML, CSS, email in general, even like Excel skills and all that. This is like a good intro to that, and like HTML, CSS skills and email is very like marketable and like useful. So, and I guess that's a long answer to answering who's heading up this. We don't necessarily know right now. It's kind of an open opportunity for anyone that is interested in kind of, you know, being a torchbearer. Yeah.
I'm just asking because I'm like worried that we're not going to pick someone and all of a sudden it's going to be the end of December and it has to get done. No one's going to be.
Yeah, I guess that's. I think we'll need as a marketing
kind of like
team.
blinking an eye and then all this blinking an eye and all of a sudden it's the end of December and no one's really taking the lead on this and it's not going anywhere.
I mean, like I could definitely like help with this until like we find a person to like take over the position.
Yeah.
Like I'm
I'm not sure if we'll be able to decide that in like this meeting. I would say, you know. So I think that it's something we'll probably just want to take offline in the marketing meeting, let Adam and whoever else kind of figure out. So, but that being said, if anyone is here interested in kind of taking, this up, like, think about it, look through the walkthrough and just kind of think about like what skills you want to develop, or if it be of interest to you for, doing for the company. I know that the company, really values it. It's a big part of, brand and like part of the business. So I'd say like, if you are interested, just message Adam, or.
I'm very interested in helping with big look through this
Yeah.
question and ask Michael today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, ask me, like, you can get my thoughts on it in terms of like skills or.
I mean, like, I'm totally okay with helping just so that we can keep things running and we don't fall behind. Like, I just don't want us as a company to like fall behind. I'm not trying to like take over
Mhm.
this role or anything, I just don't want us to like not.
Yeah,
do stuff.
totally.
So I think it's better that we find someone who like does what you do, but like for right now. Like,
Yeah.
like how.
Yeah, so some more stuff, it'll get done, if we get it in December, sounds like it's like the.
well, there's other options. Schools to do. We've been running a lot of stuff. Pretty fair running schools.
Yeah, it should be easier.
From a cost standpoint, like we can, depending on kind of where we hire, there's potentially we build a more robust email platform for
Yeah,
that has
That
its
would be
own,
fantastic.
this should be easier.
that has
Yeah.
its own pitfalls too, but especially I know you're sending some emails now also, like once you kind of have multiple people in multiple parts of the organization that need to be able to send emails, starts to make more sense to look at the cost of having something that kind of everyone can plug into with the more useful than like.
Mhm.
So yeah, for December, if you want to help out, maybe help us get this out the door just to make the partners happy. Like honestly, if we send a newsletter out that maybe all it is partners and stuff like magazine are just simplify it and get it out.
Right, yeah.
And we can do that too.
Yeah, I've done it without the training festival section before, like.
Yeah, so we can cut some corners just to get them out. That may be. I feel they do it for December. When's Alex gonna be good?
The 26th of December.
What is that, like 2 weeks from next Tuesday?
But it's on Christmas, right? So like, or Wednesday after, oh, I'm such a bad Jew. I don't know, like, also, that's like a marketing question, like, does it make sense to send one, like, during that time? Like, are people gonna be checking their phones, and, like, their emails?
Maybe with that.
Right, like, should we maybe send it the first week of January instead? It will also go to work after Christmas. So like Christmas. On Christmas, on the day after Christmas, yeah, I guess,
If they're on vacation, maybe they're checking their phone more. I don't know.
But we probably like should have it done before Christmas, because we're not.
Definitely.
Well, unless you can like schedule it.
Yeah.
So
You can.
You can.
Yeah.
Cool, guys. Well, yeah, that's all I got. I think we'll have some more kind of things to go through that are not email related in 30 minutes. So looking forward to that. Thanks for bearing with me, I know it's a lot, so unless you want to, you could.